Allison's on the call. Let me introduce Allison. Allison is a first-year branch manager in the Chicago division. Her results have been very promising thus far. She sent 1,200 messages, which is 6 days of messaging. She's taken about 140 applications. From those 140 applications, she's scheduled 92 people for interviews, which is good. It's in the range that we want. It's in like the high 60%, which is good. Of the 92 scheduled, only 51 have been scheduled for interviews that have occurred yet. So of the 51, 40 have shown, which is 78%. And then of those 40, she's accepted 28, and currently has 25 people scheduled for training this week or next week. I forget.
26 this week.
26 scheduled for training this week, and that's from Facebook, right? That's not total, right? Just from Facebook. So
so as soon as I get the text from you that says you're getting ready to send out the messages, I make sure that that's when I have everything pulled up right away. So that way, as soon as they're open, I can respond. And essentially it gets chaotic right a little after 8 a.m. when all the responses start coming in, and I just make sure I'm responding to them as quick as possible. So I always have the spreadsheet open that has all the responses. That way I can just copy and paste it nice and quick. Yeah, I'm just being efficient with it, making sure that I'm responding as soon as possible. And then anyone who's not interested, or even people who are interested, I just make sure I ask them to share the link or not share the link, but share the post I put up, as well as sending out the urgency text.
right?
No, I mean, Darren calls me the machine, but other than that, no, I'm just following your program.
Okay, that's it? Like, you're not doing anything else?
That's all. Yeah, no, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just send out the text that you have as a part of the program. And then when they respond with their schedule, I just offer the next available time in my interview schedule that would fit into theirs. And I just offer them one time. I don't want to offer them more than one, because then it makes it look like I have a lot of openings. And I don't want that. But I just offer them the next available time. So I really just try and get the same day or next day scheduling, because I know the show will be better. Yeah, I would say just make sure that you're really following the program literally to a T. You don't have to change any wording. Just literally copy and paste it, and just make sure you're being really efficient. There's a huge difference between responding 10 or 15 minutes after they message you, or responding right away. I had a day where I came in a little bit later than I wanted to, and I started responding to them like 15 to 20 minutes after they had responded to me. That day I scheduled 9, which may seem like a decent number, but then the next day I made sure I was on time and scheduled 30 just from Facebook. So just be efficient, be on time, and follow the program. I would not have had this many apps. I would not have this many people in interviews if it weren't for watching the videos. Because I remember right before responding, or I think it was the first day of responding, I had a question for Peter, and he answered it and then asked me if I'd watched the videos, and I was like, I think I watched one. And he said, watch the videos. And then as soon as I did, that's when everything started to become really successful and more efficient. And if you're watching them and you've done Facebook Jumpstart before, there might be a second, like if you feel like you've heard it before, that's a good thing. If there's anything you learn as a manager, it's that if your representatives have to hear things 3 to 5 times in order for it to click and to start doing it, it's probably even more than that for managers, because we just think we're hot stuff and can do whatever we want. So watch the videos. They're all really short, and he has videos in them. And on one of the posts he made, there's the link for a spreadsheet to use where you can just copy and paste everything really quickly.
I do. Was there anything that like has come up so far that has been like an unexpected struggle for you, or anything that you kind of had to like an obstacle that you kind of had to move around, or what was kind of something that you kind of faced and either tackled or still trying to tackle right now?
Okay. Yeah, the first day of Facebooking for me last week on Sunday, after I had been responding for a while, I started getting like an error message that said I couldn't send the link. So then I just texted Peter right away and I said, hey, I got this. This is what I'm thinking. And I just was sending it out without the www. So it was just like, which mine is burbstudentwork.com. So I just took out the www, and then I got blocked from that. So I reached out to Peter again and ended up just directing them to the post on my page that has the link on it. So there was a couple audibles that I had to kind of create and go around, but it was just making sure that as soon as I saw an issue, I reached out to Peter and just tried to get it resolved right away rather than letting it stop me from producing activity.
Thank you. That was awesome.
I have a question for you, Allison. So let's say an office is having somebody respond to the messages that maybe, has not been in the business as long as you have, and maybe doesn't have as much vector armor built up towards negativity or anything like that. Can you maybe share a little bit about, what your mindset is when you see something, negative, or somebody who doesn't understand our business or something like that, and how you quickly move on to next?
Yeah. So in the morning when I'm driving to the office, I always just kind of get excited for the day and remind myself of my whys and kind of vision paint on my drive of why I'm doing this in the summer for myself. So that kind of is my armor that builds around me already for the day. So then when I go into Facebook, if I have someone that's a little bit negative, I don't want to spend too much time on it, because the amount of time you could spend trying to argue with someone over Facebook because they read something stupid online, you can spend getting 5 or 6 other people to fill out an application, and you can get a couple of those people in for interviews, and you never know whose life you can change just through Facebook. So if there's someone who's going to be negative or down, it's probably more of a reflection of themselves rather than our company. So I would say just look at the fact sheet that's on the Facebook page if you don't know how to respond to something, or ask Peter or post on the Facebook page and someone will help you, but don't let it distract you from all the other people who want the job.
Great.